live on WFMCJams.com. Thank you, Brian Howell, for coming out. And y'all be sure to take good care of our waitresses, Sydney and Christina, and our birthday boy, our bartender, Jordan. All right. I hope y'all put the right guitar chords back where in the correct.
Where do you want to be, Ellen? I don't care. Right there? Is there not a purple? Oh, the purple stands right over there.
Y'all come on up, please. We're live on WFMC. Plus, I'm running behind tonight a little bit.
I think Ellen's going to be...
Scott, can I hear you, please?
Yeah, I'm looking for the cable. Whatever you like.
Can I hear you, Dan McCorison?
This is somebody's iPhone is on the music stand. Debbie.
Okay, I'll come by, and I might just want to.
Check 1, 2. Hello,
Okay,
Debbie.
Scott, can I hear y'all, please? And Ellen. Ellen Britton.
Check, check.
All right, y'all, having a
check.
nice hand. Dan McCorison, Scott Neubert, Ellen Britton.
You want to start, Dan?
All right, I'll kick it off. I'd love to. There it is. I'm going to kick it off with a song that I wrote about my wedding day. My wife and I got married in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Lucky Wedding Chapel on New Year's Eve. And I wrote this song with a great songwriter named Irene Kelly. It goes like this, in the key of A.
Yes.
And Scott knows the intro.
I'm on it.
1, 2, 3. I want to take you to see those city lights. Darling, we could be in Vegas by tonight. We'll find a wedding chapel, get our names put on the list. We'll say I do, and I do too, and seal it with a kiss. I'll give you a penny for your thoughts. Are you thinking like me, that maybe we should tie the knot? Well, I've had this deal in mind right from the very start. I'll give you a diamond for your heart. A diamond for your heart, a promise to be true. A diamond for your heart will say that I love you. A pair of wedding bands will make a winning hand. Give you a diamond for your heart. Give you a diamond for your heart.
Dan McCorison.
Thank you. Scott Neubert on the guitar.
Yeah.
Awesome job there, Dan.
Thank you very much, folks.
Here's
Wow,
Scott Neubert.
what a great night it's been here, folks. Want to go next?
No.
All right.
No. I really don't.
You guys want ballad or up-tempo? Ballad?
Ballad.
Ballad? All right. All right. All right, I have to do this song just because I love doing it and I love hearing Debbie sing. Are you still eating?
You can sing with your mouth full.
Anyway, I wrote this for my daughter several years ago, and it's called A Daughter and Her Dad, and I never get tired of this one. She came in crying, I'm not much for lying. I told her that her secret's safe with me. Just some old picture of my wife and her sister that her mom proudly displayed on the TV. She was dancing to Disney in the den, pirouetted, bumped the TV, and then it fell to the ground and broke in two. 30 seconds and some super glue put that smile back on her face, and then I knew, well, that's what daddies do. That's what my dad did. It's not their fault after all, they're just kids. And mom would never know, never have to be mad. Some things are better kept between a daughter and her dad. She came home crying, some boy named Ryan. He'd asked her to the dance and she said yes. She told all her friends, but by day's end, he'd asked another girl, it was quite a mess. And I explained how it wasn't her fault over a couple double chocolate malts. Then she smiled, put her glass down on the plate, said, Dad, wouldn't it be great if you would go along and be my date? Well, that's what daddies do. That's what my dad did. It's not their fault after all, they're just kids. And that little boy looked lonely, heartbroken and sad, when the first dance was shared between a daughter and her dad. I stood there crying, my mouth was drying. The rented tux was only for the day. My little cutie was certainly a beauty, as he took her arm and I gave her away. And then her mom flashed me a great big grin. For a moment I just stood and drank it in, as the preacher pronounced them man and wife. Then to the car as we threw the rice, gone on her way to a new life. Well, that's what daddies do. That's what my dad did. It's not their fault after all, they're just kids. And I never knew letting go could ever hurt so bad. Those memories will always stay between a daughter and her dad. She came in crying, I'm not much for lying. I told her that her secret's safe with me.
And Scott Neubert.
Thank you, folks.
Here's Ellen Britton.
All right, thank you so much, Scott, for asking me to be in this round. And,
Great to have you out.
thank you, Debbie Champion.
Thank
Does
you, Ellen.
Debbie Champion run a great writer's night or what? She just does a great job. All right, it's just always such a pleasure to come here. Songwriter's best friend. So thank you, Debbie, for doing what you do. I'm going to sing a song now. How many people in this room are songwriters? Just raise your hand. Be proud. Come on. There's a bunch of us here. We come to Nashville so we can feel normal, because where we're from, we're not really normal. But anyway, I wrote this song a long time ago, shortly after I moved to town. I've been here over 20 years. So Sally Barris, a wonderful writer, she and I wrote this song. Just because when you first move to town, somehow in a city of 1 million people, it feels like there's 5 million songwriters, and it's a little bit overwhelming. So I wrote the song, and someone who sang harmony on the original demo, Lene Pearson, is here. So I'll sing it for all you songwriters, and you know who you are. I wish I was a train rolling down the track. Full speed ahead, I wouldn't need to look back. With just my destination on my one-track mind. Oh, I wish I was a train sometimes. And I wish I was a train, all smoke and steam and steel. I'd let my whistle blow to tell the whole world how I feel. No obstacle could stop me as I walked on by. Oh, I wish I was a train sometimes. And I wish I was a train, thunder like the wind, armor on the outside and a mighty flame within, humbling the proud and bringing courage to the shy. Oh, I wish I was a train sometimes. When the horizon is too distant and too wide, I wonder how it feels to have a rail ride beneath the wheels. And I wish I was a train, free and homeward bound, determined on my journey without worry or doubt, knowing that before me shines a guiding light. Oh, I wish I was a train sometimes. Sky. When the horizon is too distant and too wide, I wonder how it feels to have a rail to ride beneath the wheels. And I wish I was a train rolling down the track. Full speed ahead, I wouldn't need to look back. With just my destination on my one-track mind. Oh, I wish I was a train sometimes. Ooh, I wish I was a train sometimes.
Ellen Britton.
Thank you, Scott, making it sound pretty. Thank you.
Here's Dan McCorison.
All right, I guess I got to decide what I'm doing, don't I? I think I'll do another swing tune. This is one because my buddy Tom Gould is over here, and Tom and I wrote this song together, and it's about my exploits in the world of show business because most people don't know who I am, and amazingly enough, and so Tom and I wrote this song to explain just who I am. All right. I've got a Grammy. She lives down in Miami. Yeah. She's worn out almost all of her friends, bragging about my sound. I've got an Emmy. Well, she'll be 6 years old this Sunday. She loves to dance around when I play. I'm world famous in my hometown. Where they tell me that I'm handsome and I ought to go to Branson, but that's just not my style. I'd rather be picking my guitar in the kitchen where I can see my baby smile. I've got an Oscar. He greets me down at Walmart, and he always makes me feel like a star. I'm world famous in my hometown. I'll go ahead and talk about it then, Scott. Where they tell me I'm a natural to make it big in Nashville, but that's just not for me. I'd rather be a player on a flatbed trailer at the Wilson County Feed and Seed. I've got a Tony. She always calls me honey. Poor thing married me for money. I'm world famous in my hometown. I'm world famous in my hometown. Thank you.
Dan McCorison.
Thank you.
Here's Scott Neubert.
Here's kind of a silly song about, this is actually from a woman's perspective. But my co-writer's not here to sing it, and I can't teach it to Ellen in about 20 seconds, so if we had 40 seconds, I could. Anyway, this one's called 1, 2, 3, Forget You. In the morning, the sun came checking on me. We both wondered if you'd come back home. He sat all day till he had to leave. And now it's nighttime, and I'm so all alone. You're thoughtless, you're heartless. Now we're through. Just when I thought I could count on you, it's 1, 2, 3 times you lied your way back to my arms. 5, 6, 7, ain't gonna fall for that again. I'm gonna take a breath, count to 10 too, but I never get further than 1, 2, 3, forget you. Take the highway till it gets you gone. Don't you look back even one last time. Take these boxes I tossed out on the lawn. I won't be crying, no, waving goodbye. You blew it, you knew it. I've had enough. You ran out of luck. If it don't add up, it's 1, 2, 3 times you lied your way back to my arms. 5, 6, 7, ain't gonna fall for that again. I'm gonna take a breath, count to 10 too, but I never get further than 1, 2, 3, forget you. Well, it's 1, 2, 3 times you lied your way back to my arms. 5, 6, 7, ain't gonna fall for that again. I'm gonna take a breath, count to 10 too, but I never get further than 1, 2, 3, forget you. Well, you wanted me to change. Well, I changed all the locks, and I'm reminded every time I hear the ticking of the clocks that it's 1, 2, 3 times you lied your way back to my arms. 5, 6, 7, ain't gonna fall for that again. I'm gonna take a breath and count to 10 too, but I never get further than 1, 2, 3, 4, you lied your way back to my arms. 5, 6, 7, ain't gonna fall for that again. I'm gonna take a breath, count to 10 too, but I never get further than. No, I never get further than. No, I never get further than 1, 2, 3, 4.
Scott Neubert.
Thank you. Wrote that with my friend Sarah Williams.
It was Ellen Britton.
All right.
I love this song.
Hey, my actual real day job is I'm a guitar teacher, so if you've ever wanted to take guitar lessons, come and talk to me. I do this really cool class called Guitar Boot Camp. Actually, I teach privately, full-time private lessons, but I'm starting a new session of Guitar Boot Camp, so if that sounds like fun, it's not scary like it sounds. It's not scary. It's fun, but come and talk to me. Debbie's got some information actually back in her sound fort back there on Guitar Boot Camp. But so anyway, well, Scott just sang you a song from a female point of view. I'm going to sing you a song from a male point of view. It's actually a pretty different kind of song, but here we go.
This is great.
I'm a single man, going on 33. Folks are probably wondering if there's something wrong with me. Shouldn't you be married by now? Find a nice girl and settle down. But God knows that kind of life ain't in the cards for me. I'm not like most other men. I guess I've always been different. I was a mama's boy, kind of a sensitive kid. They'd say fight back like a man, but I never did. When other boys would bully me, I'd turn the other cheek. Always gentle, mild, and meek. Some things you just can't change, and I've always been this way, different. So do I make you nervous? Just a little bit. Would you want me as your neighbor? Would you trust me with your kids? Are you afraid of me 'cause I'm not like you? Well, is there any one of us who isn't different? Some like to criticize the way I live my life. See, I like my wine and I spend my time with a bunch of guys. And I'm not ashamed to admit that some of my best friends live their lives and sometimes die out on the edge. You might call them whores and freaks, oh, but they're just like me, different. So do I make you nervous? Just a little bit. Would you want me as your neighbor? Would you trust me with your kids? Are you afraid of me 'cause I'm not like you? Well, is there any one of us who isn't different? My name is Jesus, and I live in Galilee. And there's an angry crowd outside right now coming after me. You've never seen such fear, never seen such hate. And if I'm right, before tonight I will be betrayed with a kiss from another man. That's how they'll know I am different. Ooh, I'm different. different.
Ellen Britton. We got one more from Dan McCorison.
Thank y'all.
Oh, great. I was going to request
That's a hard song to follow right there, Ellen. I want to thank you, Scott, for letting me come up here with you. I live in Arizona now. I lived here in Nashville for 20 years, and I moved to Arizona because I grew up in the West, and I love the West, and I wanted to get back out to the West, so I did. And I was just in town here for a few days, and I called up Scott, who's one of my very best friends, and asked him, and he just said, he sent me a note, said, do you want to do a round? I said, I'd love to do a round. So here I am, and thank you, Debbie. Try to play in tune. Close enough. On the banks of a river, down south of Del Rio, under the stars, in each other's arms, whispering words of love. Before first light he leaves her, bound for El Norte. She says a prayer to carry him there, whispering words of love. And he'll lay bricks and mortar, or cook up short order, or pick crops wherever they grow. And that green Yankee dollar is taking him farther than he ever dreamed he would go. From his wife and his babies back home, but each day he gets closer to the night he will hold her. Under the stars, in each other's arms, whispering words of love. Va pegar ladrillo, preparar comida, cosechar por donde sea. Esos dólares americanos lo han llevado más allá que nunca soñó. De su esposa y niños lejos, cada día se acerca a la noche cuando se reúne bajo las estrellas, hablando bellas palabras del amor. Under the stars, in each other's arms, whispering words of love.
Dan McCorison.
Thank you.
We got one more from Scott Neubert.
Thank you.
Yes, that's such a great song, Dan.
I love that.
Well, again, how do you follow that one? Okay, I'm going to switch gears, and I was going to do something else, but I'm going to do this song because I like this song too. And I wrote this with my buddy Matt Price, who's sitting back there. And this is the first song we ever wrote together, called She's Just a Girl. A couple of friends down the third baseline, a couple of dogs, cold Coors Light. We've been wanting to do this for so long, finally time, now she's gone. You say she's just a girl and I'll forget her, but I'd love to believe you. But I know better. If she's just a girl, then baseball is just a game. Old Glory's just a piece of cloth, and Jesus is just another name. Amazing Grace is just a pretty song. The Bible is a good book, written a long time ago. Yeah, sure. She's just a girl. We're a couple of runs up in the top of the sixth, when a couple comes up on the scoreboard picks. He was down on one knee and she said yes. Some things work out, I guess. I know you brought me here to move on. With all these faces, I see only one. If she's just a girl, then baseball is just a game. Oh, Glory's just a piece of cloth. Jesus is just another name. Amazing Grace is just a pretty song. The Bible is a good book, written a long time ago. Yeah, sure. She's just a girl. What am I doing just sitting in these stands while the best part of my life goes slipping through my hands? If she's just a girl, then baseball is just a game. Oh, Glory's just a piece of cloth. Jesus is just another name. Amazing Grace is just a pretty song. The Bible is a good book, written a long time ago. Yeah, sure. She's just a girl. Yeah, sure. She's just a girl.
Scott Neubert.
Thank you very much.
And here's Ellen Britton. I got one more from Ellen.
All right. I love that song. What a great idea that is.
Yeah, it was mine.
Yep.
That's not true.
Well, on that last song, I should have given my co-writer credit. I wrote that last song I did different with my buddy Will Hopkins, just in case the co-writing police are here, because they are everywhere. I want to give him credit anyway. I wrote this next song also with Will Hopkins. It's a song kind of about my mom, it's kind of a scary thing to write a song about your mom because you don't want it to suck. So we tried really hard not to make this one suck. But I'm going to tell you a quick little story because I think it might make a difference. It starts out sad, but then it gets really happy. My dad died about 4 years ago at the very ripe old age of 94, and after a long, fascinating, wonderful life, and he was ready to go when he went. But he was 20 years older than my mom, so the whole time they were married, I know he worried what would happen to my mom after he was gone, and as it turns out, he needn't have worried because my mom, at the age of 77, got herself a brand new boyfriend, and we're all actually thrilled about it. It's really, he's great, they're great, everything's wonderful. So we kind of wrote a song about this story. We did change the names to protect the rhyme scheme, though. So. Charlotte was lost the day Walter died. For 52 years he'd been there by her side. She sat by the window and silently cried all winter long. 2 houses down lived Henry Monroe. He'd shovel her walk whenever it snowed, bring her the paper and tell her a joke all winter long. She never invited him in, 'cause she didn't understand then. When love was in and asks you to dance, you open your heart and you give it a chance. Never too old, it's never too late, so go on, take a spin. When love waltzes in. Henry came courting when the daffodils bloomed, and when the days grew warmer, Charlotte did too. She served tea on the porch each afternoon, all summer long. They went for long walks, they sat and played cards, they tended the roses in Henry's backyard. Still Charlotte resisted the tug at her heart all summer long. Then one night Walter appeared in her dreams and whispered to her tenderly, when love waltzes in and asks you to dance, you open your heart and you give it a chance. You're never too old, it's never too late, so go on, take a spin. When love waltzes in. Charlotte and Henry had a big wedding last December the 3rd. At 79, it was her second marriage. At 81, it was his first. When love waltzes in and asks you to dance, you open your heart and you give it a chance. You're never too old, it's never too late, so go on, take a spin. When love waltzes in, when love waltzes in, when love waltzes in.
Thank you,
Great
Debbie.
job, Ellen Britton.
Thank you. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Scott.
Scott Neubert, Dan McCorison.
Thanks, Debbie.
Okay, coming up next, we got